What is up, podcast, and welcome to the Raceways Podcast Network. We have another amazing show for you today. As always, today, before I start, I want to thank my sponsors, Jeremy Alvarez, as well as Sal Orozco. They are great sponsors of the show. Today, we have an amazing guest, Mr. DJ Pexsi. DJ Pexsi, welcome to the show.
What's up, everybody?
How you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Good. So far, so good?
Yeah. Rough week today. Especially with this heat, but gotta pushing through.
I know you were telling me you work with the batteries during the day and stuff like that. The battery manufacturing, or is it in a warehouse? Is it outdoors?
Yeah, it's in a warehouse, but there's no AC. All we got is fans just circulating hot air. So, it's either you move around or you just sweat.
Oh man, it's crazy. Yeah, there's almost nothing you can do with a giant warehouse, right? Because the doors are wide open, the dock doors are wide open. There's and they're giant ceilings, and you'd have to spend millions just to put the air conditioner in that thing, right?
My previous employer, they actually upgraded their AC system. It was a dream working there during the summertime.
Oh, in the warehouse they had an air conditioner?
Yeah. Like they have like legit like industrial size air conditioner units throughout the whole warehouse, and everywhere you went, it's like,
no way. That's freaking rare, dude. You don't see that anywhere very often.
Not that. It was a machine shop too. So,
oh wow. So they're like pressing in metal and
those guys are spoiled. They don't even know it.
Nice. I like that. Is that reindeer head on your wall right there?
Yeah, it's awesome. A little decoration my wife does.
She makes those?
Well, she finds like little knickknacks here and there. Like, thrift stores it's gold. They're always gold. You always find something that you haven't seen anywhere.
Right. Crazy.
It just has that uniqueness opposed to like going to like IKEA or a place like that. Like,
right. Another person's trash is another person's treasure.
Exactly.
Well, DJ Pexsi, let's get into this. You are a DJ, a longtime DJ. How long have you been a DJ for?
I want to say from 2008. 2008 is when I officially started getting my own equipment together.
Right. 2008. And what kind of music do you specialize in? A specific music, or do everything? I'm
open format DJ, but to start off, just to like teach myself the basics, I started off with house.
Yeah, you like house music and stuff?
Yeah, electro awesome. Indies. It's
I like the way the way Jason Bentley DJs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know that guy.
Yeah, that guy's dope.
Hell yeah, that's what I used to love. Like I used to love Jason Bentley like crazy. Paul, that guy, all over the place, man. That guy's awesome. And so did you? So how old are you, by the way?
35.
35.
Yeah, 35.
Okay. So when the house music started, you were pretty young. You were probably like in your early 20s, maybe.
Yeah,
like the house party scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was probably 35, late 20s, 30, when the house music stuff was going on. So you're probably in your early 20s. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's actually how I met the majority of my friends, through DJing house parties, and to this day, they're still knocking them back.
That's awesome. And so in the beginning, it was like house parties, killer parties. Any raves, stuff like that?
Nothing with a big production per se. Me personally, what an event that I was involved with, there was we rented out a hall, and we knew this one guy that had a production system for like norteño groups and stuff like that. Like he had a big system, so we used that to pretty much do like a house event. I don't know if the place is still there. I think they remodeled and named it something else, but I think it was out in North Hollywood or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they used to rent out like warehouses, middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
They'd say, okay, drive to this corner, you get the flyer, and then at that spot, flyer would tell you to go to this spot, and then at that spot, it would tell you to go to the final spot, and then you get picked up by a bus, and then eventually end up at the gig. That's how the raves used to be when I was a kid. Like it was crazy, like all secretive and stuff.
Well, take it back to I got this party line, like hit it up.
Yeah, party line stuff, exactly, like that type of stuff. When they still made flyers on paper, actual paper.
Yeah. All right, check it out. So what you want to do is you want to go southbound on San Fernando Road.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. That's it, man. That's crazy. So what is it? What did you go back even before that when you decided to, some people decide, like myself, to pick up the guitar or the drums. A lot of the musicians that we have on the show, they play musical instruments. Being a past DJ myself, I know that turntables themselves are a musical instrument 100%. So what made you choose that way back in the day?
I guess to keep relevant with the DJing, because I have a little bit of a music background, but I started off with a little Hercules MIDI controller, me myself. But prior to that, the exposure that I had was with my older brother, Sal.
Yeah, that's how I met you, Sal Roscoe.
Yeah, he would actually it goes all the way back to my dad. He got like a whole DJ system from Astros.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like legit CDJ Pioneers, amplifiers, Seven Vega speakers.
Oh,
and
Seven Vegas.
Yeah, it came a time where my dad just like he would just be too tired to like take on gigs, so he like forwarded them down to my brother. And likewise, my brother's kind of getting tired of it too, I believe.
So Sal used to be a little DJ himself, huh?
Yeah.
See, this is the thing we learned on Ray's Flaves podcast. Now we're learning about Sal. He was a DJ maestro back in the day.
Oh, he has such a gnarly like music library. Like it's all over the place.
A bunch of vinyl?
No, music just like that he knows of.
Oh,
I'm
crazy.
like, what the hell? I don't know. You have way too much time on your hands.
Well, he's sitting at that tilted cantina all day. He's got to do something.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I would help him out at gigs just to like help him set up and, hang out with him, load everything back up into like a little van that we had. And then, like around 2008, that's when I got into DJing, got a laptop, whatever music I could find, either like buying it from Amoeba or just downloading it from like LimeWire, Kazaa.
Like, yeah. No, we don't steal music. Never, ever.
No.
Napster wasn't around back then. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Napster.
Yeah. And from there, I ended up getting bored with the controller because I did a few house parties with it and I just got bored. I'm like, okay, button, sync, play, mix. I'm like, okay. It's not till I believe a year after Serato came out, a few of my DJ friends were like, yo, if you're trying to like progress, go with this program.
Serato's like a DJ program?
Yeah, it's pretty much the standard.
Oh, really?
For now. So
is it so that you can mix CDs, or is it so that you can mix or does it still work with vinyl and stuff like that?
Essentially what you're doing, you're taking the MP3 and it can either be a CD player or a vinyl turntable. Which each individual device is letting you do is it's allowing you to control the MP3 as if it was the actual CD or the actual vinyl.
Oh, dang. Okay. So you can take a blank CD or any type of vinyl and control that MP4 by scratching the vinyl or messing with the CD?
Something like that. The CDs, well, I don't think they have them anymore. I know the vinyl, it's a constant signal. I think it's like a low whistle, like something like that.
And then so there's a specific record that does that?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Let's show the folks what that kind of looks like here with your Instagram.
Yeah,
so your setup
pictures.
is like this. You see that?
Yeah, I have the black ones.
Like that, right?
Barely see them.
Like this. So there's these little records on this turntable here, and this is the software that's operating this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you're just mixing it in, fading it in and out with this back and forth, and
exactly.
And using all this technology to make it happen.
Yeah, I think in between like the turntables and the mixer and the laptop itself, there's an interface which just transfers that signal that the turntables are getting into a digital sound that the computer can recognize, and you're able to manipulate the MP3, the song track, to whatever it is you're trying to do.
Wow, that's crazy. And then it just pumps out through this mixer into the amps and then goes out, boom.
Yeah, that was my first mixer right after I got rid of my controller.
That one right here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, that little mixer is so badass.
Yeah, this thing looks sick. This is better than the one I had before. That's awesome. That's crazy. That's dope. Yeah, I'm used to seeing just this. Like, is this the same setup right here?
Yeah, this is my current setup.
Okay, cool.
Still got the turntables, only this time I updated the mixer.
So there's really no vinyl then to carry. Like I used to have to carry around trunks of vinyl to the show. Sitting in the back of me right here would be like I'd have to open this garage and have like 2 trunks of vinyl in the back of me and actually place the vinyl on the turntables and mix them together like that, old school. So now you just have these blank kind of vinyls and then you just run everything through the MP4s on the computer.
Yeah, I was still around it in those days where even though me and my brother DJ with CDs, he DJ with CDs, he still had to carry like cases and cases of CDs.
Dang.
To like events. So like, fortunately, I was around for that. Well, depends how you look at it. Unfortunately or fortunately.
Yeah, I mean, because I remember having like the briefcase. There was like this briefcase that you had to carry around with all the CDs in it, and the case itself was heavier than the CDs, right? Because it was all made out of wood, and so it's like you had to carry those things. They had these big latches on there that latched in all tight, and everything, and the CDs sat in there really tight. It was all made out of wood, but it was heavy as hell, right? This is crazy. So that's
you carry it. Either you carry or throw some casters on it.
Yeah, and just like kick it across the stage or something like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's nuts, man. That's so. What made you? That's pretty. You said, or I don't want to pass earlier. You said that you also had some music background. What did you play some instruments?
Yeah. Started off with playing drums.
Oh, nice.
When I was little, I didn't have a drum set, so I improvised, drumsticks, pencils. I don't know if you remember like this blue tin that had like a variety of like cookies with sugar on it.
Oh, for Christmas and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would use that. I would use that as my snare and like books as toms, and I would just throw on like whatever CD I can get my hands on. No Doubt, Selena. Yeah, stuff like that, or even Mana, and just like wait till the parents are gone and just blast it and jam out. But around the high school time, middle school is when I actually got my hands on like a drum set. The school had an after school program, so there was a teacher there teaching how to play drums. So I was like, might as well. So like I got into that. Music teacher ended up leaving. All that was left was a guitar teacher. I was like, it gets lonely in the drum room, so I'm gonna pick up a guitar. Teachers out there showing the kids how to play. What's the song? Crazy Train.
Oh, what? The teacher's showing the kids how to play some Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Along with some Led Zeppelin and like other stuff like that. I was like,
well, that's a good teacher.
Oh yeah, he was like.
He's playing the best stuff, Led Zeppelin and Ozzy Osbourne. Nothing better.
AC/DC, who else that he was trying to teach us? Metallica.
Hell yeah.
Well, all the greats. So
Damn.
we're there where acoustics just like destroying our fingers, just trying to get like show each other's progression. So like
Just trying to
that
figure
is
out. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. We're trying to figure that one out for like 2 days.
yeah.
I remember that. Trying to figure out one from Metallica takes like 2 days when you're first starting out guitar.
Yeah, like you know, like with the drums and that after school programs, I have my ups and downs. Like, you know, there's songs that I picked up right away. There's songs that I just couldn't figure out. I was pretty much like left hanging. I'm like, I want to learn this song because we have a talent show coming up. And for the life of me, I can't figure out the drum pattern for Freak on a Leash by Korn.
Oh, geez. Well, you're trying to figure out like a double bass, one of the best metal drummers of his time. And you're trying to figure that out in high school. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time, right?
Yeah, I tried to improvise my ass off for that song, and I just couldn't get it.
Did you have a double bass drum, or did you just have the one?
Just one.
Just the one, huh? Did you have at least the pedal? Like I had the extra pedal, like kind of made it a double bass on one drum, on one bass pedal?
No, it's just one bass pedal, one hammer, just...
Dang, that's awesome. That's crazy. That's cool. So you guys are trying to do the Korn thing at the talent show?
Yeah. It's not till, now that I really like listening back to it, I'm like, yeah, there was no way in hell I was going to get that song.
No, not most people that play the drums, like intermediate level are going to get that. I think you have to be pretty good to get, like that guy was really, really good. That drummer, the original drummer. I think he
made it sound so simple though.
Yeah. Well, he had a groove. That's what was great about Led Zeppelin is the groove. The way the drums like fell into that pocket of the groove, the way it was just funky down home. There's like just the way that John Bonham played the drums, the way the guy from Korn did that too. It had that funk to it. Right, there was some sort of funkiness to it that made it sick. Like I don't know if you go even further back, then you talk about like the meters, like funk, like meters funk, like that type of stuff. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Like the meters is like straight. So like if you ever get in like Parliament or like anything like that, and then you take it back to like the meters was like this like. I think most of them were like session musicians, but then they did their own thing. Like the meters, it was just like drums, guitar, and a bass. And it was like, like just a straight funk. Just all like if you got the album, instead of like a funk band, like a band having like one or two funk songs, like that's all they played. It was just straight hard funk like that. You gotta spend that when you're playing your next party.
Meters. I'll look them up for sure.
You'll trip people out because that's old stuff.
It's like, whoa, hold on a minute. How do you know the meters? Yeah,
that's some old funk. I got a right next to me. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels of a library of vinyl from when I used to DJ and stuff like that. So I got a lot of old, crazy stuff. Crazy. If you ever come down to the studio, you'll trip out on the stuff I have. Have you ever? Let me ask you: have you ever heard of this band? You ever heard of Mandrill?
Mandrill. No.
Ask your uncles about Mandrill. Ask one of your uncles; he'll know what Mandrill is from the '70s. He'll trip out.
Damn.
Like, how you know about Mandrill? He'll trip out. That's crazy, dude. So let me show you another picture of you here playing your setup. I want to show this picture right here. You see that?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can play. Can you hear that? That's cool. So you're like at a backyard party right there?
That is actually a wedding. And
wedding. Dang. That's where the money's at.
That was the first time me trying to live stream on Instagram, like an actual event.
Nice! You went live on your phone.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't realize is after a while, like Instagram kicks you out for copyrights. So
yeah, that's right. That's why I can't like have you if that didn't happen, if they didn't have that, you would be here in the studio doing DJing. like live. We would have you here down here
Yeah.
spinning records, but I can't because they'll kick off the whole show. It's crazy.
Just at work, like me having background music, like once in a while, like pop on Instagram Live and I have to kick you off because there's music playing in the background for too long. I'm like, really?
Dang, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I know. Is that on your side? There's a little bit of music coming through somewhere.
Yeah, that's on my side.
Okay, cool. There's music going on all the time around you, huh?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. What are some of the gigs you play now? Is it mostly like weddings, quinceañeras, parties and stuff like that?
Yeah, mostly like family parties, quinceañeras and weddings. Yeah, I'm actually trying to step up the production side.
As far as sound or as far as lighting?
Lighting and sound.
Oh, both. Nice.
Because I'm actually having an issue with my system as far as sound goes.
What's the issue? Maybe I can help you, but actually I probably can't. I just want to hear what the problem is.
Okay, so specifics. I have a Pioneer DGM S9. The master
you already
out.
lost me, but keep going.
Okay, the master out is set at between 12 and 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock being like max. The gains for each channel, I have them set around 9 and 12 o'clock. I think 5 o'clock being max.
Mm-hmm.
As for the speakers, I have them set at 12 o'clock.
Like the little knob in the back of the speaker?
Yeah. Those
are the if I remember, those are the is that the decibel things, I think? Or something?
Yeah.
Are the ohms? I forgot what that's honestly, been so many years.
Yeah.
But if you
I'll have to look at them again.
You have it turned like this, like this?
Yeah, like let's say it's 0.
Yeah.
No, I just leave it at that.
And what's happening?
I'm finding that the sound, I know my speakers can be played loud. And I feel like they're not at their peak, yet they're distorting.
What kind of amp do you have?
Yeah, actually, I have the QSC's K12.
QBC?
Actually, I have them in the storage room. If you give me a second, I can pop them out.
Yeah, grab them. It's right. that amp. You can grab the amp. It's that small.
No, the amp is built into the speaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you see the problem, right? Didn't you used to have an amp like outside of the speakers?
I did, but it just became a drag having to carry the amp and the speakers.
Yeah.
Just setup time would just take long.
I'm not the expert by any means, but I am old. So one of the things I know is that like the amp, if it's separate and you get like a freaking 500 watt, 1,000 watt amp, and you got the mixture coming into it, right? And then it has those separate left and right outputs, right?
Yeah.
And they go to one to each speaker, right? You don't have to pump it so hard. You know what I mean? You can go like really light on the amp side and turn up your mixer and it'll blaze. Like that would be my expertise as far as my expertise goes on DJing. Probably totally wrong. You guys can put in the comments whether I'm wrong or right. That's the old school way we used to do it. We had the separate amp and we'd have a separate amp on the bottom and there'd be a rack and then maybe like a tape deck in the center to play tapes still. This is how old I am. There'd be tapes and then there'd be and below that there would be a CD player and I'd play CDs through. I had a 4-channel mixer. So I could play, I'd have 2 turntables, I'd have the CD, I'd have the tape deck. So I could play house music like a house loop on a vinyl and play like Jim Morrison poetry on this tape recorder. and then mix in some other crazy CD, like all three channels, like going at all crazy. Like talk about like techno house type of like, I was trying to be like that. It was mixing all kinds of crazy madness. I was like Matt Professor back in the day. It was crazy.
Dude,
Now it's a lot easier. You just get your computer, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know. Try that, dude. I think that. Do you think I could have something there that maybe the amping inside the speaker does that weaken the signal a little bit or no?
Honestly, I don't know, and it might be as simple as that. And I'm over here like just making it complicated than it should be.
Yeah, because you have to look in the back and see how many watts is that actual amp, right? To push those speakers. And then how if you probably bought them because the speakers were awesome, but what's the reviews on that amp itself? Like what are people saying about that amp? How many watts does that amp have? How much can it push those speakers? They might be freaking JBLs under there, but the amp might be from freaking Taiwan where Nancy Pelosi was today. So you never know. I don't know. Try that. So that's some old man advice. That's just fun, right? Yeah, some old DJ telling you what the problem might be. Podcaster, by the way.
Dude, like the more I ask, like about that tech question, the more I'm starting to think that because my original solution was, well, at least my guess was that I just need an external mixer to go from between my mixer and the speakers to kind of condition and tweak out the sound to get it to its maximum like crisp sound without
like an equalizer.
Yeah, something
what
like
you
that.
need, not a mixer, but like there's an actual bar equalizer where you can equalize the sound.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, those are cool too. Yeah, there's stuff. But if you're getting like, if it's like distorting right away, that's like it's like not enough power. So to me, it sounds like not enough power somewhere. You know what I mean? Not enough power. Like it's not enough juice. And then it starts to feel like that mixer is trying to overload and work harder, right?
Yeah. Could it be that since the speakers are built into each speaker and I have 4 speakers in total, so it could be that they're pretty much all being connected to one power strip. So they're all trying to draw power from there, and it's like not enough to push out sound.
I don't know about that, but you have them all chained to each other, right?
They're all connect to one common point.
One common point. Okay. And then you have, the output from you don't even have you have amp inside there. That's crazy. So it goes from your mixer into the back of those little amps, huh?
Yeah. And supposedly the amps are pretty much manufactured for that speaker and cabinet setup. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if because you have a mixer, I wonder if it's bypassing the controllers on those things, or vice versa. Vice versa, the things are taking away from your mixer. I don't know. You have to have like an expert that works for that company give you some troubleshooting.
I'll send some emails tomorrow.
Yeah, that's correct. We may have a commercial break here. Once again, we'll thank my sponsors, Sal Orozco, and as well, Mr. Jeremy Alvarez for sponsoring the show as well. They are amazing sponsors of ours. Shout out to Jeremy Alvarez, the actor from Orange County. Oop, I lost him. He must have one of the things about Sal and his brother. They must have the same internet that each of them have. Like Sal had, remember, I don't know if you guys remember from the last show, Sal Orozco's internet up in the high desert was horrible. We could barely get like one sentence out of him, and then he'd go and then he would talk again and be clear. So we may be having the same issue here with DJ Pexsi. Just lost DJ Pexsi here in the interview portion. We're going to go to a commercial break. Just stand right by. Are you a hankering for some good old-fashioned barbecue? Well, no need to worry. Hit up Fat Perps. Fat Perps is going to take care of you, a local barbecue guy. He's going to give you that fresh, old-school Santa Maria style. I can almost smell the wood. Hit up Fat Perps from Whittier. Get that barbecue going. Fat Perps. Don't forget, Fat Perps. All right, we're back from commercial break. DJ Pexsi has the same exact internet service that Sal Orozco has back at the Tilted Cantina there. It is about 16 megabytes we're working with here. He moved around. He actually has an antenna in his hand. He's actually pointing it at the wall there. And if he points it, actually he's moving outside. So actually if you move it outside, he gets better signal there. So we're going to ask him probably 2 more questions as he's moving around. If he moves around, he gets about 23 megabytes. So if he keeps moving, he'll get about 23. So will be much better at 23. 16 is just not enough, but 23 megabytes might do it. Just keep spinning around, spin like a DJ. Fantastic. So we're gonna ask you a couple more questions. So where are you located at? What? I mean, you don't have to say where, like what street, but like what city are you located in, DJ Pexsi?
Over here in Pacoima.
Pacoima. DJ Pexsi. One thing I forgot to ask you. Is Pexsi a play on words, is it like Pepsi, the way that my people say Pepsi? Is that what's going on here?
Exactly.
That's awesome. DJ Pexsi is a Pepsi. Pexsi. That's how we say. That's how my people say Pepsi. Pexi.
I get people asking me like, how'd you come up with that name? Well, it started off with Pepe, and it just evolved. All thanks to George Lopez. You want a Sprite? You want a Pexi?
That's awesome. Shout out to George Lopez. George Lopez, you can come on my show, do that gig, do that whole set with the Pepsi and the Sprite. Come on Raceways Podcast Network. It'll be awesome. What's the furthest you've had to travel? You're in Pacoima. What's the furthest you've had to travel to be a DJ?
I would say Long Beach.
Long Beach, all the way in LBC. That had been scary, right? We're all the way in LBC. Man, that's crazy. All the way down there.
Oh.
What's the craziest thing that happened? Was it in LBC? The craziest thing that happened at a party?
I mean, it's not that it happened in the party. It's like afterwards, pretty much the aftermath.
Uh-oh. What happened?
There's some substance on the floor that the staff picked up, and we'll just keep it at that.
Oh, wow. So some possible paraphernalia, maybe some illegal substances were on the grounds. And of course, we're the DJ, we're the last people in the facility. So, no matter, there's thousands of people in the crowd, and then we're the last ones trying to put our speakers in. Who are they going to blame? Us, right?
Yeah. But DJing here in the valley, like I've had my share of guys talking to the wrong girl, and guy pulls out a gun, and you know how that goes.
Oh yeah, damn! It gets crazy. It's always about a girl, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I remember I was DJing one party, and this guy who was really into wrestling wanted to take me out and wrestle me because I didn't have a Rod Stewart song. Has that ever happened to you?
No.
That can only happen to me, right? Crazy. So make sure you have Rod Stewart. That's my advice for you. That's the advice I'm going to leave for you, DJ Pexsi. If you can find DJ Pepsi on Instagram, not DJ Pepsi, DJ Pexsi, spelled, that's Espanol for Pepsi, DJ Pexsi, Pexsi on Instagram, at DJ Pexsi on Instagram. Make sure you find them. Brother, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know you're elusive like your brother. I know you have a very, low signal there with the spectrum. That is something that runs in the Orozco family. I'm starting to learn about you guys. It's awesome.
It runs in the family. It's in the genes. It's in the genes.
That's awesome. I was teasing your brother about his internet too. It was funny. That's awesome. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for coming on the show and spending time with us. If you guys want to know about DJ Pexsi, hit him up, Instagram, DJ Pexsi. And as well, don't forget to follow the Race Plays podcast on Spotify and Instagram. And don't forget, you can click on that support button there and you can sponsor me just like Jeremy Alvarez does every month, just like Adrian Wyatt does, just like Sal Orozco does. Click on that link. Support us for less than $1 a month. It's going to help quite a bit. It is a great help to keep the show running. We want to keep the show running. So please, if you have a chance, if you have it in your heart, go ahead and press that support button, hit the channel, and support us for less than $1 a month. Other than that, just thank you so much for listening, and we will see you soon.